Hello, Brick Buddies! Welcome to the Brickcast, the unofficial LEGO podcast. I'm your host, LEGO Ultra fan, collector, and master builder, Philippe Bakshi. In today's podcast, we will discuss LEGO's overall growth from the past year, the term oversaturation of LEGO, as well as Warner Brothers in talks with Universal Studios for purchasing the film rights for the LEGO movies. And we'll end this episode off with a fun game. Let's start out with a confidence builder of the day. Get it? Because LEGO, building, blocks. Here's a quote from LEGO Master Sensei Wu from the hit TV show LEGO Ninjago. The best way to defeat an enemy is to make them your friend. I suggest you all take that to heart. Now let's get into it. Let's open this episode by discussing the interim revenue from the LEGO company's last report, September of 2019. We see an overall growth. Consumer sales grew 5% compared to 2018. Being the largest toy company, LEGO makes around $2 billion a year. Therefore, very successful. Yet, there has been a significant drop since 2016. And that's where it leads us into our next topic, which is a term that a lot of LEGO YouTubers have been talking about, which is the oversaturation of LEGO. Now, I think this can be tied really closely to just what's on the market, not just the sets, but also the television and the movies. If you notice with the movies, if you've been following how much the films gross on the box office, you can see that there is a decline since after the LEGO Batman movie. Ninjago movie didn't perform as well as it could have. I also think that the marketing wasn't there, and as well as it not being tied to the TV show, put a lot of fans off. And then there was the LEGO Movie 2, which I wasn't a fan of the sets, the whole setting. It seemed like they were trying to do a parody of Mad Max, and during that film, they also had the LEGO Ninjago show doing like Mad Max parodies too. Don't get me wrong, I love Mad Max, but there's just too much Mad Max out there when LEGO's doing two separate lines around the same time, selling essentially the same looking sets. LEGO Movie 2 also limited itself in its creativeness. They went super gender-based with their sets, and LEGO also bit themselves on the brick when they decided to go, I'm not making any assumptions here, but gender-based with their sets. We have the super manly sets, and then the super feminine sets for LEGO Movie 2's line. You could buy like a spa set that had more like a dollhouse type set, or you could buy like an apocalypse truck. I thought the sets from the first film were a lot more accessible. They were more gender neutral. They also enforced creativity because they had like multiple builds that you could have done, cars to mechs and things like that. Now I'd like to move on to the films themselves. I personally love the LEGO movies, but then here's the thing. There's these made for TV LEGO shorts, budget animation, budget voice actors, things like that, that they just flood my Netflix feed. They release them on like Disney XD, YouTube, Cartoon Network, and Netflix. And there's a lot of these budget animations. They're not very clever. They're not very entertaining. It's made for kids specifically, but there's so much of it that kids will just watch all of that. I think that also leads to their decline. Ever since the LEGO movie, there's been tons of these LEGO animations. Like I watched an animation where it was like LEGO Black Panther and Thanos comes in at the end, and LEGO Black Panther fights Thanos along with Thor. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. With kids, normally, if you buy one of these LEGO movies, not just these budget ones, but the actual film released ones, you could just keep showing them the same one and they'll never get tired of them. I quite enjoy the LEGO films. If I had to rank them, I'd put LEGO Batman first, then LEGO Movie, then LEGO Ninjago Movie, and then LEGO Movie 2. I think they tried to go with a deeper meaning for LEGO Movie 2 because they made a huge deal about how like parents complained and people complained that everything's not awesome. The hit song from the first film that drives parents everywhere insane because of how repetitive it is, how catchy it is, and how loud kids want to sing it. They try to go all meta and deep with it. They're like, it's been 5 years. We realized everything is not awesome. The world isn't perfect. It doesn't come off as smart as they think it is. They try to show that the world around us isn't always perfect, which is true, but is this the film you'd want to show your kids to tell them that the actual hardships of reality and pull them away from the fun of building Lego, enjoying childhood? There's like a scene at the end of the film where they got like everyone holding hands. There's specifically two Miniland figures holding hands that represent Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Like, I don't know where you're trying to go with this. This is a Lego movie. I generally am a person who's not into politics in film. I do think that it can be done in a right way in a specific setting, but when they try to mix it in with things like superheroes, especially Legos, I don't think politics have a place in Legos. That's just me. You're free to have your own beliefs. What I do like is online you can order custom print figures that look like politicians and celebrities, which is absolutely adorable. I definitely recommend you guys check those out. Some of them I find quite hilarious. Anyways, the reason I went with Lego Batman first is because I am a Batman fanatic. My whole Lego layout is Gotham City. I've got Wayne Manor, large Batcave, Batcave, tons of vehicles. I've got like a city walk. Then I've re-rigged the Jokerland set to make it into like a full-fledged amusement park. So I personally am a huge Batman fan, and I know every single reference in that film. If you ask me for any reference, I'd point it out to you. That's how much of a Batman fanatic I am. And I also do like the father-son story they had going there. They also did that with Lego Ninjago movie as well, just not as strong. It was kind of there. The cast for that film was, if you're an SNL fan, there's a lot of Saturday Night Live celebrities in there. Definitely check it out. Quite entertaining. If you like cats, the villain is literally a cat. Meowthra is like the cat that goes around and destroys the city. It's in the trailers. It's not a spoiler. You probably should have seen that movie already. It's been a while. And the Lego movie is where it all began. That's why it's the second one on the list. The Lego movie itself was so amazing when it came out. People couldn't tell if it was CGI or stop motion. And literally everything in that film can be built in real life. I was actually able to go see some of the original models at Legoland when they were on display. Quite awesome. Quite entertaining. Let's move on. So Lego Ninjago, the TV show, has been a long-running show since probably 2011. I remember being a kid when it first came out, looking through the catalog, seeing the skeleton army, wanting to check mark all those figures. Me and my friends, me, Ryan, Cody, Dylan, Tyler, back in like 4th, 5th grade, we would all be so engaged in the show, watch it every day. I'd memorize every single line. I could do every single voice of every single character. We would play this outside during recess because we didn't have a playground in my school in Rhode Island. We'd play in the parking lot pretty much. We weren't really the sporty kids who wanted to play kickball, and plus the kickball would always roll off onto the street. So we just ran around with our imaginary ninja swords and recreated episodes of that TV show. I know, super nerdy, but it was fun, and it's one of my most cherished memories back in Rhode Island. I remember the whole Green Ninja thing, and I was the one who called it. Spoiler alert, it's been out for years. Green Ninja's Lloyd. I could tell because why would they add a new character if he wasn't going to be the Green Ninja in that season where it's about the Green Ninja? Also, he had a green 5 on his shirt. Pretty obvious. People were mad at me. They said it was Jay. I proved them wrong. There you go. Saying it out loud feels good. Expect future podcasts to do story breakdowns episode by episode or season by season for the series. Now, on this whole oversaturation thing, I definitely agree. There is so much Lego content out there, not just sets, but films, television, the TV shows, the bad animated movies. It's all out there. There is so many different diverse lines of sets. We got Friends, City, Creator, Architecture under Creator, Modular under Creator. There's like so many branches. They got the 3-in-1 Creator, you know, Minecraft. There is so much Lego out there. To the general audience, not the fanatics like me, but to the general audience, this is an overload of bricks. Being such a big fan as I am, I love all this Lego here, but to other people, it all kind of blends together. It seems like a lot of Lego. So in somewhat recent news, I'd like to discuss the recent purchase of the fansite Bricklink going through. Essentially, the Lego group has gone and purchased Bricklink from the company NXMH, and Bricklink has served as a majority second market for many years. The parent company is pretty much buying the entire secondary market. Well, Bricklink was originally launched in California in 2000 and was sold to NXMH in 2013, and since then they made a lot of changes, some good, some okay, but mostly good. The site has more than 1 million users. Bricklink is a marketplace for more than 10,000 stores across 70 countries, and the site lets you buy and sell pieces, sets, Lego branded merchandise, and is great for mock builders who order pieces in bulk or trying to find like the hard to find pieces. And being someone who has ordered from Bricklink in the past, I can honestly say that some of the interfaces have not been updated since probably the early 2000s. In recent years, NXMH has made some good design changes to the homepage of the website as well as the navigation tools, but it's not long until you run into a page that looks like it's outdated. I could see that under the ownership of Lego, they try to strive for a more user-friendly interface for the website, and I think they could even expand more things that we'd want to buy as consumers. Like Lego actually has a page on their website to buy hard to find pieces, and I think that they could add that to Bricklink and, you know, just stimulate the market. Econ words, I guess. My concerns, though, are the possible limitations on what can be sold. Lego has had a strict policy over sets involving warfare and realistic guns and those type of things, and Bricklink also sells parts like brick arms and other unofficial high-quality Lego compatible pieces that Lego might want to limit the sales of. Many custom pieces and figures that are made by fans are only sold for a limited time and the prices rapidly fluctuate. Bricklink has been an easy way to get those pieces for better prices, and I can see how this could be a problem in coming years. More on this when Lego releases more information over the purchase. Currently it's kind of died down. In other news, Warner Brothers is in talks with Universal Pictures over the film rights of the Lego movies. Now, this doesn't mean it has gone through, but there were some films that were announced and slated to come out under Warner Brothers. This could lead to further problems with the Lego Batman 2 sequel and the Billion Brick Race. which was another film announced. But if they open it up to Universal Studios, they could use more characters. They could probably have like Back to the Future characters. They've already had King Kong in Lego Batman 2. Maybe we can see more Universal characters. They've had Harry Potter. They've had Snape. I'm trying to think what other Universal Studios characters they could have. They could do Jurassic Park characters, maybe the Transformers. That would be kind of a stretch, because Lego wasn't a previous owner for the Transformers license. It was so hard for them just to get the Millennium Falcon to show up in the first Lego movie. That was before the whole Star Wars deal went down with Disney. I don't know. It could lead to something great, could lead to more movies. I want more Lego movies. I don't want them to end. I don't know how this will affect the Legoverse, which is like what I'm calling all the films interconnected in the Lego movies. I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm going with Legoverse. I think it's about time we wrap this segment up. Hey Brick Buddies, unfortunately there was a problem with file transfers and I lost the good audio for this finale, but I've decided to re-record it and do something a little different. In the last few days, a new meme has risen. This meme involves a 2009 Lego City commercial and the script is quite iconic. So what I thought is I'd read the script for you guys and recreate the commercial in the podcast. Let's begin.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter. Hey! Build the helicopter and off to the rescue. Prepare the lifeline, lower the stretcher, and make the rescue. The new emergency collection from Lego City.
Well, Brick Buddies, that pretty much wraps up this episode. Thank you all for listening, and I'll speak to you all again in the future episodes. Goodbye!